Hey everybody, it's time for another episode of Ships and Giggles, so welcome back. And if you've noticed over the last month and a half or something like that, ever since I reinstalled my mouse driver software and was able to start rebinding my damn keys to that, and I basically moved my push-to-talk key. I only had one of them, now I have two of them, and they're on my mouse. When you hit, I used control, and that's why I kept beaching all the damn time. And I mean, granted, I still beach from time to time, but nothing like I used to. Like, holy shit. Because it would, once you hit control, it stops your inputs. So your directional inputs. And that kind of sucked. But yeah, got that figured out. The New Orleans, still enjoying that. I mean, this clip is, it's old. I just have so many damn ships to play. And, it's hard to make progress, especially towards ships I don't really care about, like the Baltimore. I'm not looking forward to it. And if anybody out there has talked to me about the Baltimore before, I have probably told you it was by far my least favorite ship in all of closed beta that I played. And I'll say the current king of that, though, is the Matsuki. And I fucking hate the Matsuki. My god, that ship is just, what a pain in the ass to play. So, we'll see. If the Hatu is shitty, then I'm not even going to bother continuing down the IJN line for a while. It's going to be a very, very low prioritization for me. So, we'll see about that, though, and cross that bridge when we get there. When it comes to high tier play, though, I have no real interest in bothering with 9s or 10s, save for the Fletcher and now the Iowa, which you'll see in a little bit in 5.6. And that was AP, by the way, so that was kind of unexpected. Almost more effective than the HE on this damn thing against destroyers. The New Orleans, though, really is a hell of a ship. Fantastic maneuverability. I mean, I really like playing this a lot. The feel of it, to me, is like what a proper cruiser should be. Now, this is the new map from 5.5, Mountain Range, which is gorgeous but plays really awkwardly. There's just something weird about this map, and I think it's kind of to do with the spine down the middle there. I think the top two and bottom, well, actually the top two islands there should be a lot smaller, and the bottom two islands should be, I would say, a little bit smaller than that as well, because when you start there in, like, say, a Colorado, you have to either take yourself out of the match for the first, 3 minutes in order to go around that island in the top there, that big fat one there, or you just run to your death straight to the south. It just plays really strangely to me as a battleship. Cruisers, destroyers, they've got a lot more leeway because of their speed and mobility, of course. But yeah, so don't ask me why there were no torps in the water there. I was within range of the Atlanta, and certainly the Miyoko had plenty of time to dump torps there too. So whatever. Now, my third turret has a clear shot on the guy, even if it doesn't look like that. Always remember that your ship is long, and so long as you have turrets stretched out all across it, you might as well just take the shot. So, especially in the cruiser, because you have a much shorter reload. And at this point, I'm like, oh shit, this guy's gonna kill me. This guy's gonna kill me. Thankfully, no. But nothing scares me more than being caught in a turn and seeing the battleship's turrets pointing right at you. That's some scary crap. Now, Fletcher over here starting to harass the hell out of me. Double checking to see what my backup is, and figure, well, probably gonna eat some torps here from the Fletcher. Might as well see what I could do about taking out the Atlanta. Sure enough, that happens. Interestingly enough, I think the Fletcher just kind of turned and ran like hell. I know I knocked out and destroyed one of his torp tubes, so that was kind of funny. But check this out. This is a Kutuzov kind of far off in the distance. There's a Citadel. There's a Citadel. And there's a Citadel. He's still going straight. Oh my god. I don't know what to say about this sometimes. But speaking of, actually, I haven't really even shown you guys much of Tears of the Desert. I'm really not a fan of this map. This is one of the most poorly played maps in the game. Ocean is actually a much better play than this, and that's saying something. Although I will say the transition of making Ocean a 3-cap domination map has totally changed how I approach that, and I really actually enjoy Ocean. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm saying that. Yeah, I like Ocean. Oh my god. It just feels dirty saying it. So, yeah, there's a Baltimore over here, and I had 4 salvos on him before he finally turned his turrets towards me to fire. The first 2 I did damage, as you saw, but the next 2 I bounced, and I didn't show you that because I just, you know, why bother? But I'm doing some good damage on him, and there is a reason that he's turning. It's not necessarily because he's bad. He does have 2 teammates over here that are Shimikazes in the division, and there have been a few waves of torps over here in my general direction, and I'm calling out some attention over here, or actually somebody else is, because we know the Shimikazes are over here. So, and the reason why he turned is probably because of those torpedoes, and you can see him trying to cut back to the left there. You know, it doesn't help him, gets him killed, but still, what may look like a bad play isn't necessarily a bad play until you see why he's doing it. Like, I mean, there could be a reason for it, and there was a reason for him playing like that, so not all that bad. Now, that felt good. 36,000 damage triple Citadel on the side of a Yamato, and unfortunately Matt Q over here, he got detonated in his Kutuzov, and that was a wave of torps from an Udaloy. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I like killing destroyers and battleships. It makes me feel really good. And on the Amagi, I do have the secondary build. The big thing is in patch 5.6, this now gets maximum secondary range of 7.6 kilometers, up from 6.8. So you know damn well I've been using that to good effect. So especially on the new estuary map, holy shit, that is a brawler's paradise. Now check this out. This is an HE salvo. I destroyed his entire ship. Like, there's nothing that is functioning on his ship right now. Like, holy shit, that was awesome. And unfortunately, I overturned there, and I do eat 2 torps when I should have just ate 1. But I bet that guy just crapped his pants based off of the amount of modules and damage that he just took. So, and because he's continuing to hit me, and he did hit me with those torps, I'm going to let my secondaries do the job. So I'm almost ignoring him here, and there we go. Alright, yeah, close quarters expert. I have those skill points for a reason, you know. And this was a very interesting match overall. I mean, it's on Ocean, triple cap domination, you know, it's what I was just talking about. Like, I actually enjoyed this quite a bit. The team movement on this was fantastic, and this is actually the first match I had encountered in Indianapolis, and so it's obviously patch 5.5. But you get to see some of the issues with the targeting system here. Like, I'm shooting at the Miyoko, but I can't select the damn target, so you'll see that especially in the next salvo that I send off. But just the amount of ships that are in my sight is incredible. But the division we're running is myself in the Colorado, Matt Q, 1987, and the Nagato, Frere, and the Shores. If you take a look at their team, the only destroyer they have is a Dursky in a tier 8 match, and he's in the division with a Fuso and a Congo. And in fact, that Congo. Welcome to tier 7. Well, tier 8, whatever. Anyways, yeah, that guy, ouch. He's going to be feeling that one in the morning. So, working on this Miyoko here, because as a Colorado, this is a hell of a dangerous guy to face off against. You know, it doesn't have a super high rate of fire, but the HE shells from the Japanese cruisers is just, it's so dangerous for the American battleships, and especially a fat little pig like the Colorado, you know, really tends to take just a hell of a lot of HE damage in that respect. But that's okay. We put that one to sleep. So Citadel right in the base, and the Atlanta that was behind him makes himself a prime target as well. So he's turning out and making a big gesture of it. It seems like he's not even really fully turning, but unfortunately I'm not able to drive home the fact that I've got nice 16-inch guns and only do overpens. Now consider this. That's a full health Colorado. Watch this. I only fired my front 2 turrets, right? Holy shit. That dude got wrecked. Completely deleted in just a couple seconds. And my back 2 turrets, just to do a follow-up, from 37,200, 27,156. That has got to be the highest damage salvo I've ever done in the Colorado. Like, considering 4 turrets. Just freaking incredible. So this was a pretty funny situation. I'm not afraid to use the guns on the Minikaze, by the way. I especially love loading AP and getting, 8,000 damage, quad Citadel salvos against ships. You really shouldn't be afraid to use AP as a destroyer, especially in these situations where it's a flat angle on a thinly armored cruiser. You gotta do this type of stuff to, help yourself out. And this guy was just completely oblivious to the fact that I was there in smoke and launching torps at him, like, for the previous minute, so whatever. But I know a lot of that stuff has been happening a fair bit more lately for whatever reason. But and this guy, Old Hickory, and I pretty much never mention somebody's name in any of the videos unless they sent a replay in or that sort of thing. But this guy, he's got the right mindset. So yep, he takes all 6 of my torps, full deletion, right? But check out what he says in the chat, and this is important and something that I really wish more players would do, because it's the learning mentality. So he said, that's the price for tunnel vision. Exactly. And I wish more people would understand that. I catch this Iowa in a turn, for instance, in my Iowa, and he pays the iron price for that. So 17,000 and 27 plus thousand. So pretty damn good salvo right there. Lining up a Tirpitz, figure out the lead pretty quickly there. And this is actually the first game I've played in the Iowa in 5.6, and the first time I played it in a few weeks at least. And see, the shells come in right about there. 19,000 damage at that range with 5 hits against the Tirpitz. Hell yeah, I'll take that. And about 21 kilometers away from the Namagi here. Just trying to get my turrets all aligned. And there we go. Please don't ask me if I'm going to do a re-review of the North Carolina, Iowa, Montana. I'm not going to. I'll just provide some clips of when I play it and when I get results like this, where I get Citadels from across the map. It's a lot of work to do a review, and I really have no intention of going back just because the game changes. The game is always going to be changing. I would have a massive backlog if I went around reviewing all of these ships over and over again whenever there was a change. Like the Mogami, I'm not going to do that. So that's going to be part of a replay, user replays coming up, where I get to discuss that a little bit and show you that it's still a pretty damn dangerous ship. So as far as what you're seeing here, well, I'm in the Cleveland, and this is a tier 8 match on I keep saying the damn file name, like it's called Prey, OC Prey in the actual file name, but it's Trap. And this has been a pretty damn interesting map since the changes where, they adjusted some of the islands. They added this big ass crater volcano thing in B, and this means that one person can't just go into B and expect to clear it. You have to have more than one player, because if you're trying to flush a destroyer out, well, they can just go right around the opposite side of you. Now, that Pensacola, he's AFK. For a second, I thought it was him shooting me, but taking a look at the player panel bar on the right there, it's certainly the Bliskovica. So that's not good. And I'm trying to figure out how the hell I can manage all this. I've got Citizen Soldier coming back to help me out here, and unfortunately, he's caught in the open, and the North Carolina takes him out, but trying to do some damage there. There's the Bliss, who finally shows up on my screen, so tried to get some shots on him, and the damn thing is pretty quick, alright? It's pretty hard to hit any destroyer when you're playing the Cleveland at that type of range, but managed to get something at least. And I'm trying to get out of here because I don't want to be peppered by this guy any longer. He's been beating the shit out of me more than anybody else has. But he popped a smoke, and unfortunately my shells fell short there, and I just try a blind fire there into the smoke, seeing that looked like he came to a stop a little bit. The North Carolina is trying to get out of here, send off my rear 2 turrets at him, and look at that. We've got the Pensacola now back in action. He's no longer AFK, and there's the Mitsuki. Holy shit, it's a shooting gallery here. There's so many targets, and they're all trying to kill me. So I curl back, and I'm trying to stay in B, but unfortunately I had to duck out of it, and they managed to cap it. Lord O-Face is coming back to help me out here. I get some hits on the Pensacola and get him damn near close to death, and that's when Lord nails him there and finishes him off. So that's good. The problem is there's 3 destroyers over here, and I know it because they've been kind of harassing and like shooting and all this crap. See torps every now and then, so I know there have been 3 of them. So there's the Mitsuki being spotted by my fighter plane. I got the Ognavoy up here, and now the Bliss is off to my left as well. So this is a really, really bad situation potentially, but at least I'm in a ship like the Cleveland with decent turret traverse, rapid fire, and you know it's got a pretty solid rudder. You know, it's not super maneuverable like a it doesn't feel as good as the New Orleans, but it's still, once it gets moving, it can manage itself pretty well. Now, I am trying to manage my ship's movement with Lord's New Mexico as well, because I didn't want to get into a situation where we rammed each other, but managed to take out the Ognavoy finally, and I'm now in the position where I gotta dodge that set of torps, that set of torps, and those 2 sets of torps. And unfortunately, Lord takes a hit, and he's going to get a couple more on his backside there. So I decide to push forward into the smoke, and this is one of the most dangerous situations in the game, of course. But I know that they were all on torp cooldown since they blew their load. And there goes one. Sure enough, the other pops up right in front of me here, and I'm already reloaded, and I gotta get a double strike for my efforts. Boom. There we go. So I bought the North Carolina back, and it's damn good. So I've seen a lot of this type of behavior too with that Hipper and Lord over there in his North Carolina. Also, we're calling out the same targets here, and he got dunked on. Just don't do what that guy did. It's almost better to just go ahead and keep your speed and try to make a turn even if there's battleships aiming at you, instead of trying to pull this crap where you realize you overextended and then you hit the reverse, because you're exposed for much longer almost every single time. I gotta say, I did miss having all this huge, just this massive amount of AA from the North Carolina, just shooting everything down in sight, and the enemy Hiryu player doesn't like it. But apparently sending planes over, you know, your tier 7 planes over a heavy AA ship such as the North Carolina, you're supposed to get different results than having them all shot down. I don't know, I guess that's news to me. But moving on to a Minakaze match that let's put it this way, there were 2 moments in this match where my heart rate literally doubled, like instantly, like it spiked like crazy. I wish I had like a Fitbit or some shit like that to keep track of this type of stuff, a heart rate monitor. There's a Yevny here coming back, and Raltus and I, we're just trying to make something work here. It's a very, very close match, and it has been throughout the entirety of it. I am outgunned by the Gremiashi and the Yevny that are on the enemy team, and I'm trying to get my ass moving here so fast, and luckily I have my speed boost activated, so that helps a bit. But finally the Yevny launches torps, and that's the second set, that really dangerous one that I was waiting for, because it's usually not the first set that kills you, but the second one. And luckily I narrowly avoid that, and cool guys look at explosions too, you know. Managed to check that out as the torp hits him right in the stern and knocks him out. So as you can see, Arkansas Beta just got taken out by Raltus, so he's up to 4 kills in his Texas, which I've been having a real hard time with that ship. I can't say I like it very much. The AA is a total waste because nobody flies planes near you, so, or at least not me, but yeah, you know. The Miyogi takes a bunch of torps there and is dealing with flooding damage. I am trying to figure out how I'm going to stop this Gremiashi from getting back behind that island and harassing and possibly killing our carriers. But do you notice something a little strange here? Like the fact that he's not firing? Well, I didn't, and he goes dark. There's only one reason for that, and especially in the ship that has an emphasis on guns like the Gremiashi, and that's because he's firing torpedoes. So he just fired again, he showed up, and it didn't really dawn on me for a moment. And you guys, if you watch my play, if you watch the videos and yay, Miyogi flooded out, then you know that some crazy shit happens when I play destroyers. Like this. And considering that this was over a week ago, I'm actually certain that my butt still hasn't unclenched itself. I gotta stop finding myself in those situations. Oh my god, my heart cannot take it anymore. Alright, so last clips here with the NC. This is actually my first match in the NC since buying it back, and first time I've shot these guns in months, and I had no problem leading anything, which made me feel really good about it. But the NC, the Iowa, the Montana, I expect to see a lot more of those, especially, I mean, the Montana is going to be in user replays, so, I mean, that's how I'm going to show it since obviously I don't own it anymore. So I'll be streaming today at 3 p.m. Eastern, and I am very, very close to 1,000 followers on Twitch, which is a big milestone to me. There's also another big milestone that's a bit further off, but will be thrown into the celebration. It'll be kind of a combined thing, of course, once I get to 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. And all I can say is, for now, I may even need some help from certain things, but I gotta be vague and cryptic about it because I don't want to get anybody's hopes up. But all I can say is it's gonna be fucking big. Yeah, but anyways, thank you for your continued support, guys, and hope you enjoyed the video today. I'll see you back here soon. Take care.